It's Friday the 19th of July 2023. We're looking at the moon rising behind moderately thick haze and clouds. As you can see, it's quite large, and I'm using the equivalent of 1200 millimeters on a full frame DSLR. I'm using a 400 millimeter lens with a 3x teleconverter that I bought earlier today. And 3x teleconverters are basically, they got a terrible reputation for sharpness. But this doesn't look too bad. I'm looking at this and saying, you know, it may not be superb, but it's reasonable. And considering I only paid $40 for this thing, I'm not going to complain, because, you know, 1200 millimeter lens might be more like $40,000. You know, that might be exaggerating a bit. You'd probably get a used one from some years ago for a few thousand, but there's a big difference between $40 and, let's say, $4,000 or even $400. So I'm quite happy with what I'm seeing here. I have not fine-tuned the focus yet. It might be slightly off, actually, but just to get the technical details, it's a 400 millimeter lens set to f11. You'll see some vibration from the wind there. 30th of a second, 640 ISO. I had to raise the ISO in order to get, you know, reasonable exposure, because the teleconverter eats up 3 stops worth of light. The lens is set to f11, but in real terms it's more like f32. So I will be testing this more, but this is my first video, or photo for that matter, using this 3x teleconverter. It's a Kenko Tele Plus 3x teleconverter. I don't know if they have different models, but it says DG on it. Made in Japan. That's pretty good. Any other details here? Kenko Nikon AFD, made in Japan. Tele Plus Pro 300. So that's okay. We're going to pan here. We're going to continue recording. We're just going to pan a bit to the right, and we're going to raise the camera a little bit and keep filming here. So I gave the technical details of the teleconverter, and again, I have not fine-tuned the focus. The focus was correct for the 400 millimeter lens alone, and I inserted the 3x teleconverter without adjusting the focus on the lens. It could be that you need to tweak things just a little bit, but what I'm seeing on the screen doesn't look too bad, so I'm just going to leave it as is. This is f11 on the lens, 2 stops down from its maximum aperture, which is f5.6. There are faster 400 millimeter lenses, f4, f3.5, f2.8, but you know, they get significantly larger, significantly fatter in terms of diameter, and significantly heavier, not to mention significantly pricier. I got this lens for, I think, 200 and something. Certainly not much more than 300 when I bought it. So this is basically at most $350 worth of lens we're looking through. Getting 1200 millimeters. So I think bang for buck wise, we're doing okay here. In fact, I think I will put this video up on YouTube, and I'll make sure that the person who sold it to me sees the video. I had a nice chat with the fellow. So yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't really get the moon juxtaposed with any interesting building from this position. However, as I said in the previous clip, maybe to my right there's a radio transmission tower, and the sun has, the moon has not got high enough yet to be above it. It'll be a while before it happens, so I think I may just end this clip soon because it's just the moon, and do that little walk, 200 yards to my right, and get the transmission tower juxtaposed. But I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing here.